When
Let's
life gives
do
you lemons, and
something-
then you're like, how about
Yes.
limes? No one does that.
No one does limes.
No.
And it's
I like
all
to
about
squeeze
lemons.
limes in like tequila. Right?
Yeah. You're listening to Squeeze Limes, where truth stings, laughs heal, and nothing's off limits. I'm Tyler, the daughter.
I'm Robin, the mom. And if life gives you lemons,
We're squeezing limes instead.
so grab a seat, open your mind, and get ready to laugh or cry because we're not here to play nice.
We're here to get real. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Squeeze Limes.
Yay.
Our very first episode,
Yes.
our very first time podcasting. Well, mine. You have been on a few.
I have been as a guest, but
Yeah.
not my own, with my daughter, Tyler.
Yay. And my mom, Robin.
Thank you.
We're so excited to be here and to kind of get ourselves out into the world. And we're going to be talking about all sorts of things that go along with relationships, parenthood, motherhood, family, things that just relate to our everyday lives.
Right. Everything. Anything you could think of, we're going to discuss here on our podcast, Squeeze Limes. Why
Yeah.
squeeze limes?
Squeeze Limes came out of a place of figuring out what's new, what's different. And I was thinking of things that were like, oh, the family connection or, just simple, silly things. And I thought, okay, well,
Like when
Let's
life gives
do
you lemons, and
something-
then you're like, how about
Yes.
limes? No one does that.
no one does limes.
No.
And it's
I like
all
to
about
squeeze
lemons.
limes in like tequila. And, right?
Yeah.
I like
exactly.
limes. Yeah.
And like limes don't get like the best rap.
They don't get cred. Okay.
Yeah. So we
Squeeze
got to give
limes.
them some credit.
But squeezing limes is like part of life, right? It's like you're squeezing the life out of,
Squeeze the moment.
squeeze the moment. That's
Squeeze
good.
the
I like
moment.
that.
And I think the point of this podcast and what we're trying to do is to be present and in the moment. And, when we do squeeze limes, like we're here right now in this moment, just thinking one step at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 day at a time. I think that's our goal,
Yeah.
really in life.
And sometimes bring really hard topics that,
Yeah.
you would need to squeeze some limes
Right.
out of.
Right.
Right. And discuss. And that's good. It's good for everyone to tune in and see
Yeah,
what topics
yeah.
we're discussing on each given day or any given day.
Exactly. And we started our Instagram, so go follow us at Squeeze Limes. And one of the posts we did the other day was, some days you squeeze the lime, some days the lime squirts you in the eye.
That is the truth.
That is very much the truth.
And to accept the squirt. Kind of gross. Okay.
Ew.
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't. No, but meaning it's okay. It's okay to be squirted with the lime juice. It's okay to feel. It's okay to feel, not so great, like a sting. It's okay to be stung because
Yeah.
that's how you learn to get past it. And that's what we're going to discuss. A lot of
Absolutely.
ways to get out of your own head and live your life the way that you want.
Right, exactly. And one of my close friends always says, when you're going through challenges, you're going through hard times, we're just building character. That's all we're doing.
But it is the truth.
It is the truth.
If you
We're just
use
building
it for
character.
better, right? If
Absolutely.
I
If you
feel
learn
like-
from it, you reflect from it, and you continue on.
Absolutely. I think that if you do the next best thing, the next right thing, then that's really the goal. And some
Yeah.
people get stuck in it and, then they're in the gunk. And that's what we are trying to help people do is get out of that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And
So why did we start this in the first place? How did that happen?
we were joking about it for a long time, like maybe more than a couple years.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
How
I
did it
don't
come
know.
up?
Well, you're a teacher. I'm a family counselor. And so we were trying to think of something to do together to also help people or bring gratitude into other people's lives and just to get it out there further than our own audience or our family and friends and
Right,
clients
right.
and students. That was the goal in the first place. And now we are on a podcast
Now
called
we're
Squeeze
here.
Limes. Welcome.
Welcome. And I think it kind of, we got the ground running because we saw this reel that you sent me or I sent you of a mother-daughter duo that were creating these hilarious videos about, okay, like the mom, you have to,
You
not
can't
say good job anymore. Like you have to say,
you can't say, I'm proud of you. You have to say, you should be so proud. So all these videos just came in because Tyler just had a baby, a year ago.
Yeah, she just turned a year on the 1st, July 1st.
And I became obviously a grandma at that time. And there were things that I am used to doing, but it's been 30 years. And I just was told I was kind of doing them wrong, or just a different way is what you weren't telling me I was doing it wrong. It is a different way. I mean, I did that to grandma. I did that to my mom. I didn't want her to, do certain things. I wanted her to explain, not just no, or just because I told you so. And that's like kind of the era that she was brought up in. So I was teaching her, and now you're teaching me. So we did see those,
Yeah.
And then we saw the mom going like, fuck you.
It was just hilarious.
It was. So we're like, well, let's do that.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's bring our knowledge and our life experience.
Generations.
And our generational experience and, bring it to the table and have other people connect with it in the ways that they can within their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are we talking about today?
Well, tell us more about yourself. Let's have people get to know us a little bit.
Okay. I've been doing family counseling, individual and family counseling for over 30 years. And I just help people move forward. I know that some people go to therapy for a very long time, and I think that's a problem and a hook. And what I like doing is just moving people forward pretty fast. I don't like waiting around. I don't like excuses. I give assignments. I just want them in and out and live their life. And of course, come back for a tune-up. And obviously things happen, and I get calls and, from old clients, which is really nice. And, I will help them with that. But my goal is to have people just move forward in their life and live their best life and learn different verbiage and get what they want and ask for what they want. Really. I find that I'm teaching boundaries a lot. I think a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
Which is really a harsh reality. We have boundaries, right?
Yeah, we create boundaries, and some boundaries have to be, reassessed and brought back
like
up.
What? I don't cross boundaries. Maybe other people in our family do. Wow. What boundaries do I cross?
I mean, there's always things that happen here and there in any family with any relationship.
Like what? The stuff I bring over that I don't want anymore?
That I tell you to stop bringing.
Yeah.
She literally brings over the most random.
A trampoline. I think that people want a trampoline.
She has a mini trampoline.
For exercise.
For exercise. Did we ask for it?
No. But maybe your
Are we
daughter
working on
wants
at home?
it.
No.
Maybe.
My daughter is 1 year old.
I know,
is she
but
gonna
she
use
could
a trampoline?
jump. And I can do, when I'm watching her, I can do some exercising.
Wow.
So
anyways, that's
okay. So that's a boundary. Yeah. So boundaries, right? Finding their voice.
Yeah. Speaking up.
I think I've taught you a lot of those things growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both you and Dad taught me, who I am today. You guys have made up, everything from understanding your feelings, naming your feelings, expressing them, communicating to others that you're, happy or sad or mad and whatever it is. Like, let's work through it and then move on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's the nutshell of my practice.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of want to go back for a second because I thought it was interesting that you said that you kind of want people to move on.
Yeah.
And I think my whole idea of therapy, and maybe someone listening can feel the same way, is that you kind of want to be in therapy throughout your, the big moments in your life and the small moments.
Right. Right. That's the tune-up I speak of. Meaning, like, if you're a progressive human being, you're going to want to continue on checking in so you can continue to progress. If you are stagnant and you think that you got it and you're doing the same thing over and over, that's, you're going to hit your head into the wall, then obviously you need help. And grasping that is important, and knowing that would be the key. and then carrying on. But yes, always checking in and learning. And I'm
Yeah.
constantly doing that. And I feel like that has to happen in any business, but in any life.
Right.
It should be progressive, continuous.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think something that I've always said is like everyone should experience therapy at some point in their life, if not, like you said, at different moments in their life. I feel like every single person needs it.
Yeah.
To talk to an
Vent it out.
unbiased person. I mean, not even venting, but just to get feedback. Because when you get feedback, for example, if I get feedback from you, I can take it very differently than I would get it from an unbiased person in my life.
Right. Right. It's like the friends that, you say, oh, is my butt look fat in these jeans? And everyone's like, oh, you look great. But like, I'm not going to tell you look great if you don't look great. I'm going to say, take them off.
Very
but
true.
That's like who I am. I'm not going to be that. I don't like that. And I'm going to tell the truth. And I think that's why I help move people along faster, because I'm maybe a little rough around the edges and I just don't want to waste time or money. And I just want them to get their, groove and go.
Absolutely. And I think one of the important things is that you have to find, when you're looking for a therapist, and like we just said, we encourage everyone to explore therapy, is that I've told people it's kind of like online dating. You're kind of just, or not even online, but just
hopefully
dating.
not, because that could go on for like kind of a long time. But
no, of course.
But yeah, you have to gel with the
have to
person. You
find
really
your
do.
person.
And usually you would know that in like, for sure, one session. There's no doubt, like a good hour. But like most of the time, it would take like 15 minutes, and with questioning, and it just depends on the atmosphere and the venue, the whole thing. So either you
just have to
groove or you
explore.
don't, but then you move on. You don't keep on trying,
Going back,
or you don't give up. You just find someone else if that's the case.
Right. Exactly. And I just did that actually. I just started with a brand new therapist, and there was one I didn't jive with, and so I kind of just moved on after our first session. I was like, that's okay. Like
of course it's okay. You
don't
hire
jive,
them.
and
It's your prerogative, wholeheartedly.
Yeah, exactly. So
you don't owe anybody anything. You just carry on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because the purpose is to help you, in your life and your time.
Right.
So
some people actually come in and they are, gung ho about therapy, but then they, I think sometimes it gets really hard and they turn away. And I find like at the 3-week mark, the harder you work and the more you explore, and the assignments that you are given, you complete, would scare you. And so, sometimes around the 3-week mark, they go away. And then, a couple weeks later, I get a call back, because I think that they've just processed, which is really, really important also. I have everyone who leaves my office for the very first time, or multiple times, it just depends on the situation, not talk to anyone about the therapy session for at least 24 hours. Because I don't care who knows that you're here. It's not my business. But it's important that you don't get in the car, get on your phone, because you're going to be like, oh, did you like her? What did you learn? What did she say? Don't give it away. This is for you. So process work is like just being silent about that and sleeping on it. And 24 hours is the best rule,
I like that. Yeah.
Because it changes. Everything changes in 24 hours.
True.
You're mad at somebody, just wait 24 hours to talk about it, because it might change and it might not even be relevant. You just want to go. It's okay. Then you're done. But it does change by the hour.
True. That's very true.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Thanks.
So I have been a teacher for
8 years.
7.
7.
Because I took a gap year in between. I explored yoga in my gap year and a little retail. I took that gap year, but
didn't you do trauma-based yoga?
I did. So right before COVID happened, I joined Breathe for Change. It is a yoga program that is for educators and people that work with children and in the education space. And it was amazing. And I took that, have my 200-hour yoga certification. And I took that and went to Yoga Ed, which is actually now run by Breathe for Change, and did children's yoga with a trauma-informed focus. And so that was really cool for me to just explore that, because I feel like, and that at that time it was literally right at the beginning in the middle of COVID. So trauma was happening all around us
Yeah,
as I was
yeah.
learning about it. And it was something that was really cool and that I could take into the classroom and
You used it in the
explore
class?
further. Yeah, of course. I had my calm corner. I had different breathing techniques that they can use, different ways to express their feelings, label their feelings, understand, what's a big reaction versus a small reaction and the size of the problem to match. I took a lot of different things.
What about movement? Like, obviously, if it's yoga.
Yeah, we did yoga in the classroom. I did like a yoga little teeny camp.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
like
yeah.
the park district.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun.
That's right. That was fun with
that
families.
was a cute thing. Yeah, and then I did a family yoga at the park, and so I explored that for a while. And before that, I was working with kids since I was 15, I think.
Or, yeah, well,
14?
12 or something.
12.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been working with kids for over 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's been a wild ride. I worked at a day camp that I grew up going to, and I loved it. And I became a director there.
I mean, it literally is about self-esteem and self-worth and all the songs that I don't know. I just think it's like the greatest camp.
Yeah.
There's
I
no
think-
way you can go there and not have fun and not like feel free.
Yeah. I think camp in general is just a place where you can be safe enough to be yourself and to play and to not have the stress of tests or homework or,
Right.
just all of these crazy, these
Right.
crazy things, like information is just being shoved in your brain in a school day. And
Right.
when you're at camp, you're learning without even knowing it.
Right.
You're socializing, you're playing. I will say the most that I've ever learned was from camp.
Wow.
I truly think that camp, I went to day camp and overnight camp. It was the one thing that taught me the most in life and made me who I am.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
For
I'm
sending
very,
you.
yeah. I mean, it was literally,
I think it's important. I think that
So
kids, I have, every year multiple like preteens and teens come in, or their parents, bring them in, but they're not really getting what they need. They're like sitting at home during the summer. So camp is a place that's with a schedule. It's, you get to socialize, you get to learn, like you said, without even knowing that you're learning
Yeah.
ways of communicating, and actually just being free and having fun. And they're not on the streets running, or riding their bikes around and looking for
Trouble.
trouble. I do believe that. I believe
Yeah.
that that's what happens. And it doesn't have to be an extravagant camp. It's like
No.
something to do, and with kids your age, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely always have encouraged like my families to find summer camps or programs that they can join, even if it's something that they're super interested in, like sports camps or
Right.
theater camps or,
Oh, absolutely.
whatever. It's always good to, get involved and outside of the house. And as a teacher, I don't truly believe in sitting down and doing work. A lot of people I know have like workbooks throughout the whole summer. And I
Right.
think that
It's a lot of pressure.
it's a lot of pressure, and we put so much pressure on kids nowadays. And I think we're not building the most socially aware and perspective taking children and generation.
Well,
I think we're raising a very smart generation that,
Well, book
is really
smart.
good at,
Book
that's what
smart,
I'm saying,
yeah.
is really good at math and
Yeah.
reading and science, like all of the things, but they can't interact with each other.
Right.
They're glued to their iPads. They're glued to
Right.
computers. So when I was talking about camp, there was no technology. It was just kids outside exploring together and playing.
right.
And that's where I learned everything. And
Yeah.
nowadays I just see kids sitting next to each other on their
On their
iPads
phones,
or
right.
on their older kids on your phones, and even adults now. And,
That's so
we go
sad.
out to dinner or something, and
I hate
there's,
that. Like a table full of
couples
people. Yeah.
that are just sitting on their phones.
It doesn't even make
not
sense.
talking to each other. I'm
Yeah,
like, why are you out
that's-
to dinner?
That's so sad.
It's so sad. And
Yeah.
like, I understand once in a while,
just
like
click on the phone.
you're looking something up or whatever.
Oh,
you
that's
know.
only if you're looking something up.
But if you're
But we had
sitting there
a
the whole
rule,
time,
like no phones at the table, ever. Dinner tables and stuff.
yeah,
We never had
I
that.
feel like growing up though,
You were the beginning.
social media wasn't a thing until high school for me.
You mean middle school? I think MySpace was like the first thing that came out.
I was never
Right.
into it. Yeah.
But then when Facebook
But I'm
came-
saying like when it's on your phone and you're like
Yeah.
glued to your phone like that. I remember logging into Facebook on a computer. I don't remember starting my Facebook on a phone.
right. Because
You
you
know.
didn't have a smartphone. We didn't have smartphones
No,
yet,
we
right?
didn't. No, I wasn't a part of that like
Yeah.
world, which was great.
I wasn't a part of any of that world, which
Yeah.
is actually great because no one could find me ever. Meaning, if it was dinner time, my mom like opened the door and be like, "Robin,
Yeah.
dinner," and like every parent said that or did that,
right.
and then we would come running because we were somewhere in the neighborhood. You know?
Totally.
It was great.
And speaking of grandma,
Aw.
my grandma, your mom, we kind of paid a little homage to her with our background. It says, "Love you more," which she would always say to me, all of her grandchildren,
She had 14
all the time.
grandchildren.
14. And she loved us more than
She did.
anything on planet Earth.
She did.
She totally did.
Yeah, I don't. Now I know what that's like. I'm a grandma, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't even think of. There's nothing better. Nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
So there.
to my
My mom.
grandma, the best.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up this
Alrighty.
one.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you next time on Squeeze Limes. Please follow us on Instagram. We're on YouTube, TikTok, all of the fun things. Just at Squeeze Limes.
See ya.
All right. See you next time.
Peace.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Be sure to follow, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a good squeeze.
Of course, everybody needs one.
See you next time on Squeeze Limes.